Hello and welcome to the channel. As always, do get involved, leave us some thoughts, leave us some feedback, do all that fun stuff, right? So today I'm going to talk about a band who I've seen a lot of, and you might have seen a lot of them as well. I'm going to get the pronunciation wrong. It's Angine de Poitrine, Angine de Poitrine. I don't know, right? But it's these guys. You've probably seen videos of them. If you're into music at all, if you're into like indie music and stuff like that, they'll have probably been on your feed at some point, and they're pretty out there. They're these kind of anonymous guys who dress up like this, but the music they play is very, very out there. I think you'd call it kind of maths rock type stuff, but it's super, super interesting, super weird, super left field, just kind of craziness, right? So let's get up a little clip of them. So that's their vibe. It's all super crazy, super slightly detuned, mad stuff. Really interesting, really cool, right? So they're going quite viral at the moment. They're kind of on some of the biggest shows in the world. There's clips of them everywhere. They're getting a lot of love at the moment. And I kind of wanted to do a bit of an exploration into why that is. Because musically, they're very, very good. They're very, very interesting. And they certainly have a certain niche appeal. But I think it's more than that. And I also think it's more than just the gimmick that they've got. Obviously, they dress and look like they dress and they look. And cynicists would say that, oh, it's just a gimmick. You know, people will find it interesting once and people kind of tune into what they do because of how they dress. But I think it's a little bit deeper than that. So I actually first saw this band in Montreal when I was there for a music industry festival. I thought they were good. I had no idea who they were. I just showed up and they were playing, right? They were very, very good live. Great energy in the room. Everyone was loving it. I never really thought for a million years that this band would translate as well on TikTok as they have. Mainly just because the music is so niche. Like it has a very specific fan base, and I just thought you'd really struggle to make that connect on TikTok, right? Obviously, the visual hook they've got helps. The way that they look and the fact that he's playing with a double guitar and they use loop pedals and all of that, it's all visually very unique. There's not really anything like it out there. And I think what's happening is in a saturated music market, which we have at the moment, a music market of fakeness, which AI is contributing to, but it existed before AI, in nobody can really believe what anything is. And pop music is becoming quite homogenized. And even the kind of more left field music genres are all quite similar. Something as unique as this really, really stands out. And I think what people are buying into is the eccentricity of it. And just kind of the balls of it. Like, you know, the balls that those two guys have to do something so unique and, you know, stick to it and be so wildly eccentric and so wildly out there is grabbing people. So it's such an interesting one because I like them. I think they're good, right? I like these guys. Right? I'd probably see them again if I was at a festival and they were playing. I wouldn't buy tickets to see them, but if I was at a festival and they were playing, I'd go see them, right? And I'll engage with their content and I'll, you know, I like them, right? But I wouldn't go as far as to say that I like their music. I would never listen to their music on a Spotify playlist or on the radio or like in my headphones at the gym or whatever. So what am I buying into? I think I'm just buying into the fact that they've done something different. That's what's being sold to me. Like, and I'm buying it, and I'm glad of it because we're satiated of uniqueness in the music industry at the moment. There's nowhere near enough uniqueness, nowhere near enough eccentricity. So what the reason that these guys are doing well is because their brand stands out ahead of their music. There will be a lot of people who think these guys are great, but have only listened to 8 seconds of their song. But they've listened to 8 seconds of it on a clip and decided they're cool, they're interesting, and have never gone and streamed their songs on Spotify. So yes, they've got the gimmick, they've got all of that stuff, and fine. And they're not just a gimmick; they're very good musicians as well. But I think the reason that this is genuinely starting to catch fire as an artist is because it's so against the grain of what else, everything else is out there. Like, it's so against the grain of cookie cutter bands and cookie cutter producers who are very, like, every dance music artist now wants to sound like Fred again or Notion or someone like that. Every indie band wants to sound like, I don't know, Fontaine's DC or something like that, right? It's all that doesn't sound like anything else. It doesn't look like anything else. It's so unique to everything else out there, and that's why I think it's getting kudos. Also, there's a lesson in this for musicians. I think for every musician and artist who I've spoken to who says, "Oh, I don't think my music will work on TikTok," or "I don't think I'm a TikTok kind of artist. The algorithm doesn't push my music." Give your head a wobble, right? These guys should be definitive proof that the algorithm doesn't favor any one thing or any one genre. There's no genre of music out there now which isn't right for TikTok. Probably there was a time about 10 years ago when dance music and pop music and rap music were the main things, but that is so not true anymore. Anything can do well on TikTok, any music. And if these guys can, then you can.